I always feel the pressure to find the perfect gift for my relatives. In this case, whether you're sending an unforgettable gift or treating yourself to everyday perfection, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. For me, I'm not just into steaks. I like all types of meat. That's why I'll usually get the Winter's Best Seller Pack. It comes with juicy fillets, chicken breast, pork chops, and even burgers. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of experience in the meat industry. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and earn an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code YUM at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide plus an extra 20% off select favorites and more limited-time deals during their cyber sale. And use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details. A big thanks to our advertiser, Omaha Steaks.
Hello, kitties. This is your Julie, the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio with those Michael Bones, Rob Humphrey, and Cass Lovecraft. That was a good one.
That was.
How you guys doing?
Rob.
I've been trying to go to sleep for 6 fucking hours.
When are you not, though, is the thing.
You got me here on a Sunday. It's all fucked up. Don't even listen to this episode. It's gonna suck. Ain't the normal day. Ain't the normal time. Ain't nothing.
You cannot tell people not to listen to this one.
After we switched the clock, so the goddamn sun went down to like 5:30 or something. I'm exhausted.
Just picture Rob at his like the front window, old man yelling at the universe. Why is it so dark?
No, it wasn't even why it was so dark. I just happened to notice that it was dark, and I was like, God, it's gotta be like 10 o'clock. I'm getting tired. And I looked and it was like 6:15. What the fuck?
Yeah. No more October. It's over.
Yep, it's gone.
It's so heartbreaking, dude. All the Christmas shit is out. All the Halloween shit is gone.
No, it's not all gone, though. I got half off bags of candy corn today at the store.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That is the sweet thing. I loaded up on bags of candy corn. They were half off.
That's gross that you eat those. But, like, Halloween is the only holiday where everything's like, they take it down immediately.
Oh, yeah.
They don't fuck around.
Gone.
It's gone. Like it never happened.
I mean, look, we're getting a better shake than fucking Thanksgiving, though. Thanksgiving don't even fucking exist.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving gets its love when it's time, though, because everybody like to eat. So they're going to get that. But yeah, so October's over. But honestly, on Slasher Radio, it is not quite over yet because we do have a special guest this week, a very special guest. Mike P. Nelson will be joining the show shortly. Sweet Revenge, Wrong Turn remake, upcoming Silent Night, Deadly Night. This dude's worked on a ton of shit, big shit, and we're going to talk about it. Also, huge horror fan.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun talking to the guy.
Oh, dude, Mike P. Nelson is awesome. We had a ball. Like, this is a great conversation. We're very excited for you guys to hear it. But it's rare that you get, and honestly, kind of like the guests that we've had lately, we've been lucky, but I don't know if I think it's commonly known. But when we talk to people and like these actors, directors, writers, whatever they may be for these movies, I don't know if people just assume they're horror fans, but there's a lot of times that they just aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Most recently, Matthew Cote, everybody talks about our behavior stuff, but when I asked him about his favorite horror movies, he's just not engulfed in the genre, and we see that. I just use him as an example, not to point him out or nothing, but I've talked to several actors where, it's just like, oh, well, I don't really watch horror movies. It's like, oh, you filthy normie, you. But Mike P. Nelson is a fan, though, and that's it's so much fun to get to talk to those kind of people.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great conversation. Real nice guy. Looking forward to Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah. And we've been kind of lucky too recently, man. Like we had Greg Nicotero, who's just, the genre's his life.
Mm-hmm.
even Adam Green recently, like, dude, he's a huge fan of the genre too. Damien Maffei, you know, like we've been lucky to have those kind of guests on lately. And I think that's why they've been going so well.
Yeah.
Huh. Hell of a deal. Anyway, it was a great conversation about not only Mike's work, but also the genre in general. And obviously we talk about Jason stuff, Jason Universe, the Sweet Revenge short that he did. We get into a lot of shit. Like Rob mentioned, Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's coming up soon.
When does it come out again?
December 12th. About a month away.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see something. By the time this episode comes out, we're, about a month and a half away.
Starring Rowan Campbell.
Yeah, man. Iconic film. Obviously, the original came out 84, right?
I don't know. Sounds right.
We'll go with 84. I'm pretty confident in that. But yeah, so we're going to get into all that, get a little preview of what it's going to be about. You guys don't want to miss this one. But before we do that, we have to get into drink roll call. We got a mailbag to get to. What do we do first? Drink roll call. Oh, I'm kind of excited.
I'm getting another beer. You want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Okay, drink roll call. What are you guys drinking?
I got another one of those Angry Orchard ciders, the Sinful Apple.
Oh,
I had one
what do you
earlier
think?
this evening, and this is now my second. I love all of them in the pack. I feel like a broken record at this point. I wish I could get my hands on another case of it because I love them so much.
Nice. All right. I thought you were going to say you had another one of them waters with a Canadian flag on it.
Oh my god. I finished that. It's sitting right beside it. I'll send you a picture.
Hey, look, I'm sure I just don't think I'm a cider person. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not blaming them or saying it's bad. It's just not for me.
Right. But Cass is all about it. So that is par for the course. It must be very white-sided.
Yes.
I hate you.
This is a very white chick thing to drink.
Rob, what are you drinking?
I am drinking nothing. I have an empty glass sitting next to me.
Wait, you have nothing?
Nothing.
This is a first.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Hold on. So last week, we debuted the new drink roll call button.
I'm getting another beer. You want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
I thought it was very clever. I was so proud of myself. It was great. Cass loved it. And you were drinking a Dr. or not a Dr. but a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. I don't drink Diet Coke. That's swill.
Okay. But now you've downgraded, knowing we're going to have this button again. You doubled down, and now you have literally nothing.
Well, I have an empty glass.
Wow. So you hate this button then, is what you said. Like, is this a protest to the button?
Not really, but I mean, it didn't start out that way, but it might be a bit now. I don't know.
Why? You're going to dehydrate on the
You might have to
fucking show.
No, then next week I'll have a water bottle with a Canadian flag on it.
You better
I
not.
swear to God.
You better not. All right. I am drinking. And honestly, the bit of drink roll call for me quite often is to annoy Rob. Like, I do get a really good joy out of that whenever I can do it.
Because drink roll call is the only time that happens.
No, not the only time, but it's a perfect opportunity. Like, it's free, you know? And this is the simple, like, I've gone extravagant. I have so much shit in the corner of my counter from drink roll call, umbrellas, ridiculously big straws, an LED light up skull cup that is the biggest pain in the ass to drink out of and clean. All these things. I'm missing some stuff, but I don't know why I did all that to piss you off, dude. I'm drinking a glass of milk.
Oh, God. Milk is disgusting. That is the worst thing you could possibly drink. It's so gross.
I've gone so far in drink roll call history that the things that we've drank on the show have become historic lore for Slasher Radio. And I don't know why I did any of it, dude. I just got and Rob, a glass of, hold on, whole milk.
Ugh.
Ew.
Milk is disgusting.
Okay, but Mikey, have you ever
animal.
put ice cubes in your milk?
Sometimes, but I would
It
rather
keeps
not.
it cold, so it's like more enjoyable to like, sip.
Yeah, but
But
it gets
there ain't no enjoyable to milk. It's gross.
Yeah, I have a glass of milk, man. And you know what? It's fucking delicious. Like, it's not even to piss you off. Like, I wanted a glass of milk. Here I am, grown man. I am enjoying my greenery, though. So I'm still having a pretty good night,
Nice.
despite being with you two. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're going to be joined by Mike P. Nelson soon. We are going to get to the mailbag.
Trace the call. It's coming from inside the house.
917-397-KILL. That's 917-397-5455. You can send in a text message for the show, voicemail for the show, whatever you want to do. All of the voicemails get played and we discuss them. and all of the messages get read by Ghostface. You don't get in the mailbag on Patreon or YouTube. All right.
Or it's on the pat.
Rob, I don't want you to panic, okay? I'm going to let you know.
What? What the fuck is that? Why?
Answer Discord.
Why do you do it every time? Why is it so loud?
We literally discussed before we started recording this that we're going to have to do this.
Why is it so loud?
Yeah, like a panic attack.
I told him not to panic. I literally told him, Cass, before we started, and I warned him again. I don't know what more I could do. I got my new mixer. There's things we're still figuring out. It's great. I love my mixer. And you know what, Rob? I'll make up for it real quick before we get into the mailbag here from Ghostface.
You know, it just, again, shows the power twisting somebody's, until it comes off.
Yeah.
That takes some strength. Believe me, I've tried it.
That's strength, yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy to twist somebody's off.
No.
It's
And
not.
the human is much more resilient than you think it is.
You wouldn't think so.
And heavier. The is a heavy piece when you
It's
hold it in your hands.
Yeah. Don't break your dick.
All right, Kane Hodder, ladies and gentlemen. Kane Hodder.
God damn.
We're talking about Jason, dude. We had to have Kane Hodder on the show. He's very busy. We haven't been able to get him on, but, he's here now. Shout out to Kane Hodder. That's hilarious. He's never going to do this show.
No, never.
No. It's unfortunate, too. All right, so here we go. What do I got to do here? Rob, you didn't even join the call.
I did. I clicked on the fucking button.
He's not even in here.
What do you mean?
Context.
I can hear you.
Really? You can hear me in Zoom.
I clicked on the fucking button when it was ringing all loud.
Context, we have to do the mailbag, like sharing sound and everything because of my new mixer, and I haven't quite figured out. Very complex. Got a new Rodecaster. But they can hear the voicemail. The only way that I can get these guys to hear it right now is through Discord, sharing screens and sending in the message from Ghostface. This is what we got to go through. Because this is getting left in this time.
But I don't know what it rang. I clicked the fucking button. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. What do I need to do?
Do you see our group chat?
Yeah, I just posted a picture in there.
I see the picture. It's great.
Oh, the night gets better. Oh, I didn't see that. Thanks, Rob. Rob put the scream. Hold on. Robert thought he was slick. And he put the screaming Sicilian mustache on his drink.
On my empty glass. Yeah.
Of an empty. Hold on. Oh, on an empty glass. There's nothing in there. Why'd you do that?
I thought you'd want a picture. Well, Cass sent a picture of what she was drinking, so I sent a picture of what I had.
You're not drinking anything.
He's drinking air.
You're
Air break.
You're not drinking anything.
I don't know. And you said milk, and it reminded me of milk mustache.
Can you join the call, please?
I don't know how.
On the top right, you should see join.
I don't see anything that says join. Top right.
Oh my god.
This X?
All right. Leave the call cast. Let's just, okay. Don't panic, Rob.
Oh, God damn it.
He did it. He fucking did it.
Oh, you know what I did? I think I clicked the red button last time and not the green one.
So you declined the call?
Yeah.
Now deafen yourself.
Yeah,
Or mute yourself.
On Discord or on Zoom?
Oh,
On Discord.
How do I, is that this one?
Nope. It's the
I don't-
microphone.
Down at the bottom?
At the top, far left, where the
At the
microphone
top.
is.
What are you talking? There's no.
We're gonna rock with it. That's it. No, fuck it.
Is that
Do I
it?
need to send him a picture? Oh, there you go.
Hey,
that
you
it?
did it.
It was the one on the bottom.
Are we ready
That's
for the
it.
mailbag?
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He
Jesus
said I know
fucking
what I'm
Christ.
doing after that.
You guys
That's crazy.
act like you don't act like I don't know.
Okay. Where are we?
Where'd the Zoom call go?
Oh, God.
Am I in the Zoom still?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope so. Oh, God.
Oh wait, I got it. I found it.
Okay.
Never mind.
You
He's still
are.
here.
Everything's good. I found it.
Rob, put your hand down.
He did not put his hand up in the middle of all this.
I have got questions.
All right.
Oh
Are you ready for the mailbag?
my god.
I honestly do not know the answer to that.
It's time for the Slasher Radio Mailbag. All those little messages you've been sending. I've been reading them. Every single one. Some of you ask questions. Some of you confess things. Either way, I'm listening. Let's open the bag and see what bleeds out first. The first message is from Carly from the Jason Voorhees discussion on Patreon. Mikey, I'm so sorry, but the grabber is definitely a diddler. It's more insinuated than explicitly told to the audience, but he is one. However, I still think he's a great horror villain with an awesome look, so I don't think it's weird for people to have grabber merch or to add him to video games or dress up as him on Halloween. He's not real at the end of the day.
Carly, why?
Well, she's speaking facts. I'm part of that. I mean, it's a little weird that people, but
He's not a diddler. I love the grabber.
yeah, but like, you historically love diddlers.
It's not true. Freddy Krueger wasn't either the original. I don't want to hear it. But that's the thing. It does make it weird. You know, like, I get that it's not because of all the things you said, Carly, and you're right. Like, I get it. But don't nobody want to do that, you know? Like, it just makes it weird. So, yeah. And you got people like Rob and even Alien Noise who just do nothing but spew that he's a diddler. But I get it. Cass, where are you on this?
Yeah.
Put your hand down, Cass.
I was waiting for someone to say something.
Making a mockery of this whole thing.
I'm sorry, Rob just got... I can't with Rob right now. The grabber's a diddler.
What?
See? There you go.
God damn it.
Fortnite doesn't want to admit it.
I do believe next year's Freddy. I think this was them testing the water, and next year's Freddy.
Another diddler.
Stop saying that.
The diddler best friends.
It's not true.
The diddling duo.
All right, rest of the mailbag.
The next message is from Spyro. The only bell Rob knows how to ring is the YouTube bell, and I'll be surprised if he knows how to even do that. Yes. You all think you are my favorite. Fight my pretties, fight. Also, never engaged with the Hellraiser universe, but I am really excited for this game. It sounds awesome.
Hell of a deal, Spyro.
I do know how to ring the bell on YouTube, and everybody should ring the bell. Make sure you get all the notifications.
Ours in the chat.
Ours in the chat.
Don't touch our bells.
Jingle our bells.
But yeah, dude, speak about another Spyro game, like we were talking about with the Terrifier game, the arcade. Dude, Spyro loved this, man. He's a single player guy.
Good for him. He should be a single player guy. That's the way you do video games.
Besides the point. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely Spyro's favorite.
No, I see what he's doing there. He's not telling anybody, but I know.
Cass, how you feel about that? You're like out of the running.
No. I'm number one in the running. It's fine.
Wow.
I know my place.
Damn. Just gave up.
Might be the only one without his hand up in here.
I don't need to fight. I know. So it's fine. You two can fight.
That's fine. Spyro, I know I'm your favorite. It's fine. I'm everybody's favorite.
Yeah, everybody. Sure. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. I like that. All right, rest of the mailbag.
Yeah, because you're the least favorite.
The next message is from IR Chris. I'm real happy Hellraiser is going to be single player. A Clive Barker property needs storytelling. And it is not something we get with the generation of asymmetrical multiplayer games we get. Can't wait to see this in action. The R's. You posted it. I came.
Chris is again promoting the R's in the chat.
Oh, good. Okay. I was like, rupees, what? But all right. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. And you're right. Single player games are the way to go. We need storytelling. The problem is this young TikTok generation doesn't have the fucking attention span to follow a story. They just want to play smash and grab games.
I mean, like, that is true, but that's not all of it, though. You know, like, I don't like those type of games.
I know you ain't got no attention span either. Stop acting like you ain't a TikToker.
I'm not a TikToker. I hate TikTok.
Who runs this TikTok account?
I don't do it very well. You see how many followers we got? Not good at it. Honestly, though, we are doing pretty good on TikTok. So if you do have TikTok, we got 100,000 views on TikTok. By the way, we surpassed for the month.
Really?
For the month?
Yeah. Well, my Instagram post got over 700,000. So
okay. Your Instagram post was posted by Bloody Disgusting.
Yeah, well, I accepted that collaboration. If it wasn't for me making an Instagram account, we would have never had that post. So,
well, guess what? Without Bloody Disgusting, we have over 100,000 views.
No, it starts with me.
Oh yeah. Well, look at that, Rob. Look at that shit. You hear that?
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. We didn't have no Instagram before she came along because nobody wanted to fuck with it.
Right. But I mean, it was nice. Don't get me wrong. It's great. I love it. Thank you to Bloody Disgusting again for doing that. But still, bust my ass on damn TikTok. And it's TikTok. Nobody wants to be on TikTok.
Yeah.
That being said, follow us on TikTok if you have a TikTok. We'd love to have you. By the way, before we move on, we just started talking shit and kind of like glossed over what Chris said about the actual game. Yeah, it should be a single player game. You know, as true as what Rob's saying about me and Cass with multiplayer, that's the way to go with this. And I'm glad that they're doing it.
Sounds like it's going to be a cool game.
The next message is from Siegfried19888 on YouTube on the Tim Willits interview video. For me personally, Hellraiser 2022 is my cannon heart emoji. Please make a VR version of this game. I'm a VR gamer, so please, I want to be able to play this game.
Ooh, damn.
That'd be creepy as shit.
Man, that would have been a real good question to ask. I didn't even think about that, dude.
We're going to have to hire this other guy to do our interviews. What the hell is wrong with you?
We might, Siegfried, dude. For real. But this is another reason. Keep up with us on Twitter and everything. Like, these were all posted ahead of time. I mean, maybe Siegfried's also just finding us. So, like, you know, just in general, if, you know, we announce something, check out our socials and stuff. We put it out on YouTube, too, actually. I put out a post, you know, letting everybody know, hey, this is what we got coming up, man. So if you ever see any of that stuff, make sure you follow it and, you know, you can let us know ahead of time.
You know how you can do that? You ring the bell and you see all the notifications.
Spyro said you don't know how to ring any bell other than that bell.
I know how to ring my own bell. It's fine.
God damn it.
Mike, hold on a second. Mike, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just Mike B. Nelson shortly. All right.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about it, Mike.
Another moment where our guest is going to be like, what the fuck?
He gets it.
Yeah, he does. That's the beauty of it. He does.
The last message is from Carly. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, I'm not a WWE fan, really, but I do love Rhea, and I watch, like, compilations of her and such sometimes, follow her on socials, etc. I haven't heard much about the updates on the Dead by Daylight movie, or show, but she is my, like, total fan cast to play Huntress. She can definitely act since she's a WWE wrestler, and she just has the perfect look and physique to play Huntress. I want to follow y'all on Letterboxd. What are your handles? You should link them in the show notes.
Ooh, it's not a bad idea.
Carly over here trying to take over the show. It's one message per mailbag, Carly. Stop getting greedy.
No, we love it, Carly. Thank you very, very much. Shut up, Rob. God damn it. But you could have left the first message out, Carly, is the thing. About
that was the best one. I would have went with that one. I mean, you're out here assuming that just because she's WWE, she knows how to act. Fucking up. Yeah, you see Hulk Hogan in those movies? He's fucking terrible.
I mean, yeah, but it's different nowadays. You know, we see a lot more crossovers happen. Yeah, for better and worse. Some of them are good. This is the point.
Bill Goldberg's incredible as Santa.
It's not true. It's not true. But dude, Cass, Rhea Ripley for Huntress, that's perfect.
Do you know who Rhea Ripley is, Cass?
Yes, I know who Rhea Ripley is.
I'm just asking fucking questions. Don't act like I'm fucking stupid over here.
Put your hand down, bitch.
You put your hand down first.
Are you guys really raising your hand in there?
Mikey's the only dumbass without his hand up.
I don't even got the screen up. You guys are doing this for yourselves. Pay attention.
You'll come back eventually.
And when you do, I'll be there.
Oh, God.
But dude, Cass, is that not perfect, though?
No, honestly, it is. Like, that would be perfect casting.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I've been trying to get Rhea Ripley on the show. We've been in loose contact, which kind of it turned into no contact, unfortunately, from the WWE. But I'm not going to stop trying, dude. I would love to have Rhea Ripley on the show. She got a Terrifier tattoo. Like, she loves the genre, man. That would be a dope conversation. And I mean, we're in touch with Behavior. Dude, that needs to happen. That'd be big. But what else did Carly say? I don't even know my Letterboxd, man. Hold on. I'm the worst with it. Rob, what's yours? Radio Rob?
Yeah. I say it every time at the end of the show. I'm around at Radio Rob 123.
So that just means everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cass, do you know your Letterboxd?
I can check real quick.
Mine's is just underscore bones, I believe. Bonez, I believe.
Mine is Makeup Mistress.
Okay.
And I'm double checking yours.
All right, I can link them in the show notes though. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, yours is underscore bones, and Rob's is Robert Humphrey. Radio
What?
Rob.
God damn it.
No, it's actually Robert Humphrey. It's not Radio Rob 123. So you went around everywhere.
Really? There's
Yeah,
no
it's
way.
just Robert. It's Robert Humphrey.
No, it's not.
Are you really just Robert Humphrey?
No. But go follow him. If there's a dude on there named Robert Humphrey, go follow him.
I'm not gonna lie. If your username on Letterboxd was Robert Humphrey Rob, that'd be the whitest shit I've ever fucking heard, dude.
No, he's Radio Rob 123.
But seriously, shout out, give a follow to Robert Humphrey on Letterboxd.
All right. Yeah, that'll be in the show notes going forward. Then that's a good idea. We should do that. That's for sure. Hopefully, like, dude, something's got to give. I gotta keep up with this Letterboxd. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Just do it, dude.
I know.
Yeah, for real, man.
I know.
The fuck?
I'm gonna check Cass. Cass, you been keeping up with it? I'll check.
Go ahead. Go check.
Have you been?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
My last post was on the 31st for Halloween.
Okay. Proud of you then. Good for you.
I have 59 movies this year.
10 off.
Rob's got like 200.
God damn, Rob.
You watched 59 movies this year?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you exactly how many I watched. I pay for the advanced stats on this bitch.
Carly, you hear that? We're not on his level, Carly. We're not. Look at him.
It's the only fucking thing I pay for a pro account on.
Look at him go.
He's got 211.
225 diary entries this year.
Aw, you run your diary, Rob?
Yeah. 384.2 hours watching movies.
God damn. I wonder how many of that's with me. Is there a way for you in those advanced stats that you pay for? Is there a way to like make a column and for the ones that are with me?
I mean, I could make a list, but I'm not gonna.
Dude, that'd be funny if we could find out how much time me and you spent watching movies together in a year. It would make you so upset. I think we need to do that. All right. Yeah, Letterboxd. Need to keep up with it. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Mike P. Nelson, guys, again, super grateful for his time. This was dope. We said we're going to do it again. We hope we get to do it again because, man, having a conversation with a real horror fan, like I said at the beginning of the show, is so much fun. And, dude, this guy is passionate and knows his shit on a whole nother level. And it's really cool to just listen to his stories about things and filmmaking and all this stuff, man, and that insight really from a lens of both sides. And maybe that's why he's so good at it, honestly. Never thought of that.
I wasn't listening. What?
Mike P. Nelson.
I was looking at my letterbox.
Stop looking at your letterbox. Pay attention.
Well, you guys distracted me.
Pay attention. Blame Carly.
God damn it, Rob.
Yeah, could be. You know, he's approached these different properties, pre-existing properties, and he's always managed so far to do something interesting with them. I mean, it remains to be seen what he'll do with Silent Night, Deadly Night, but so far he's done something interesting or different with them, which which makes it fun, you know.
Yeah, and I can't wait for Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think we get into it shortly, but we'll just let him hype you, honestly, because it's exciting to hear what's coming with that. All right, so we're going to send you guys over that, and we will catch you on the other side of it. Enjoy.
Ours in the chat, baby.
I always feel the pressure to find the perfect gift for my relatives. In this case, whether you're sending an unforgettable gift or treating yourself to everyday perfection, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. For me, I'm not just into steaks. I like all types of meat. That's why I'll usually get the Winter's Best Seller Pack. It comes with juicy fillets, chicken breast, pork chops, and even burgers. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of experience in the meat industry. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and earn an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code YUM at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide plus an extra 20% off select favorites and more limited-time deals during their cyber sale. And use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details. A big thanks to our advertiser, Omaha Steaks.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Good, good, good. We are twinning in here. What's going on, man? This is my co-host Rob and Cass.
What's going on?
How's it going, guys?
Good, good. Thank you so much for hopping on with us, dude. We've been looking forward to it. We appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on with the hat there?
Oh, this is my rat fink hat.
Oh, cool. All right.
It's my Creature from the Black Lagoon pin.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, actually, my wife and I, when we got married, we had a Creature from the Black Lagoon themed cake.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Set up, and so we had somebody like do a it was like a cake topper, and I was the creature holding who looked to be my wife, a cross between my wife and Julie Adams. But it was really cool. Actually, the guy who designed the cake topper was an animator on the California Raisins. So that was a
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I am currently looking for your wedding cake on the internet and see if I can find you. That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun day. Very memorable.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can do our intro and all that crap later on. We don't got to take up your time with that. We can hop right into you if that's good.
Dude, let's go, man. Let's kick it off.
All right. You set me up perfect here because my first question I wanted to ask you is because you're a huge horror fan, right? And you just you had a Creature from the Black Lagoon fucking wedding cake. Like that is some of the most badass shit ever. That's goals right there. So what keeps you going back to the horror genre? Because obviously, you started off and your career is, you're on an escalator, right? Like you're doing all these really cool, really big projects, but you stick in the horror genre. What keeps bringing you back to that?
So much of it is the ability to tell all sorts of stories with the fun of um, the extreme external, we'll call it. You can have such a great, internal emotional story, or, just again, I think horror is so universal in many ways. I think you can have that story that, is like it can be very human about, it can be as typical in horror as something like loss, or it can be finding a relationship again with your dad and how terrifying that can be, and then what do you mix in the pot to give it that douse of horror, of terror, of blood, of violence, whatever it may be that can scare and or shock, or a perfect example is like, when I first did when my first feature was The Domestics, and I wanted to do a story about a married couple that were on the rocks that came back together again. And what a better place to do it than after the world has ended and they survive a whole bunch of bloodthirsty gangs and they make it to her parents' house in Milwaukee. They find each other again.
Right.
But then surrounding all that, you get to, surrounding that, like the heart of that story, which is this push and pull, this you know beating of heads, this like um that to me is, that heart of the story. That's what needs to be there. But then what are all those obstacles, and let's just make them as crazy as we possibly can. And in this case, it involved 50 caliber machine guns and cars getting smashed, and guys with deer heads on their faces. Like, it was just
Yeah, it can be anything, and it's great to be able to surround to kind of take advantage of everything that the world of horror encompasses. And I feel like you always do such a great job of that. But you brought up another good point where the storytelling, you direct and write so many of your projects, and that has to be, you don't see that often, and especially to the degree that you do it. Like it's the majority of your stuff you write and direct, it seems. What is that undertaking like? Because you're in charge of so much, you have that creative in your hand to a large degree, but you also have so much more responsibility, and that's gotta be such a challenge. What is that process like of wearing both those hats?
I mean, you're right. It can be challenging. When you write your own stuff, at times you can be your own worst enemy.
Right.
because as you're writing it, you see it a very specific way. Um, when I team up with a writer or have somebody write something, like, for instance, Wrong Turn was we'll say, 80% of that script was 80 to 90% was Alan McElroy,
Right.
uh, and I fell in love with the script. But then I came on to that, and I was like, but there's a few things that I want to tweak. So I went in there and I made some changes. But again, I went into it. There was a story. I read it, and I could go and take it on. And
You felt it.
yeah, exactly. Now with, like, for instance, something like The Domestics, or um, Silent Night, Deadly Night, or even my VHS 85 segment. It's like when you're writing those sequences, and you have such a like an idea of what it's supposed to look like. And not that you can't have that when you're reading somebody else's stuff that you're going to do, but when you're so immersed in it, and you write it, and it just becomes so embedded in your brain and what it is. When you get there on the day that you're looking for locations or you're casting, and you're just like, oh dear Lord, this isn't exactly what I was picturing, but, and you sometimes have to get out of your own way and realize that there are lots of really, really interesting things to be explored yet in the
Mhm.
process. And I think for me, as long as I can have that open mind, and I've been learning how to do it more and more with The Domestics, my first one, that was the hardest thing to do. Because, like, I didn't want to budge with anything, and I learned over the course of that movie that I had to budge. There was no way around it, and it was painful, and you could tell that people were looking at you like, does this guy know what he wants? You know what I mean? And because
But you know
especially
exactly what you want. That's the problem.
that's
Yeah.
yes, that's the problem. And but it was great, was, especially with that film, it was just one of those, like, you just you suddenly you get the it's hard at first, and everybody's kind of looking at you like, what is this first time guy, what is he thinking, you know what I mean? And then over the course of time, once you start to realize, I have this whole world in front of me that it doesn't have to be that way. Like, look at this. Actually, the whole time I was looking this way, and now I turn and I look this way. And had I not turned to look this is and this is what we end up shooting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's better. And that, to me, I think is a really important thing. And it's a thing, I think, that grounds me when I do write my own stuff, that I have to be open. You're not going to find that necessarily that perfect location. You could, but there's a chance that you won't. So you got to make something work. And having that open mind, I think it keeps the filmmaking process organic, which is one of my favorite things about filmmaking in general. Is just stuff happens. And as long as you're, like, ready for it and open to it, you can grab it and you can immortalize it. You know what I mean? Forever, even if it was on a whim. That, to me, is one of the most exciting things. So, and as I've been doing this more and more, even though I'm still a baby in this process, like, did my first feature in 2016. So I look, 10 years, it's approaching 10 years that I've been able to, make features and work in this business. And I'm blessed. I feel blessed for that. But still learning, still trying to focus, and still, like, utilizing that and learning from that kind of um, mindset.
Yeah. Making those compromises. I obviously, the three of us not ever making a film and not knowing shit about shit on that end. The stuff that the viewer doesn't see, those struggles behind the camera of locations and finding things like that, and having to make that compromise, Scott. Especially when you have, like you said, that vision so deep rooted on the director's chair and the writer's pen. The struggle that goes into making movies, with us as viewers will never understand.
And but to be fair, you don't have to understand it, and
Right.
that's where our job comes in, where it's like I always have conversations with people on set, especially when it gets down to that nitty gritty of, like, making a sacrifice, or saying, like, or having that conversation that you just said, God, I wish people would know that we went through this to get this, or we went through this, or we
Right.
didn't actually get it. And you always get reminded by somebody on set saying, guess what? Nobody's going to care as long as it's good,
That's true. And it's unfortunate, but it's also very, very true.
you
Yeah.
know? So you do have to again, it's another reminder that you just have to, nobody's going to care. Just try to make it as good as you possibly can. Tell that story the best you possibly can. Nobody is going to know. Nobody's going to care. Maybe there's like the 2% that are going to care about it
Yeah.
and like really dig into like that we'll call it that BTS of what it was like. But for the most part, you just want to go in, you want to be entertained, you want to soak up a story, and you want it to be good.
Yeah, and throw people in your world. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of getting thrown into a world, I mean, you were thrown into a very interesting world with Sweet Revenge. This is the first time
Yes.
that we've seen Jason on a screen in so long, and you were the head of that. What was that like? I mean, what was that phone call like? Getting that opportunity to be able to be at the helm of the return of Jason Voorhees.
Um, First of all, yeah, it was kind of at first like, oh my God, this is actually really happening. I remember I was shooting I did a giant snake movie down in Colombia, and I was down there. It was on the we were in the middle of the shoot, and I got a call from one of my managers, and he goes, "Hey, um, they're looking to do like a Friday the 13th thing," and it was actually also it was Ryan Turk and Judson Scott who had recommended they reach out to me, and I was like, okay, and I had met those guys a couple times, but um, uh, that was kind of out of the blue, and I said, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take the call, obviously. Met the Barsamians, met Sherry Khan of Jason Universe, and had a discussion. They kind of took me through what kind of stuff that they were looking for, and that I think the thing that really grabbed me was well, there were two things. There was one thing that concerned me and one thing that really grabbed me. The concern was, oh dear Lord, this is a commercial. The thing that grabbed me was they didn't want to make a commercial, and I was like, interesting. Okay. They said the key thing was that we just need to bring Jason back with a vengeance, like, and really focus on like making Jason come back and make him like full blown, brutal, give us some good kills, find a way to incorporate like an interesting new story take in there. Like, I was like, okay, so this isn't like Jason in the woods picking up an angry orchard, slamming it, and then like killing somebody with a bottle. And they're
Right.
like, oh, for the love of God, no. Like, nobody wanted that. Not even, to be honest with you, not even Angry Orchard wanted that.
Okay.
Yeah, the call happened, and they said, think of an idea. And I knew in the back of my head, I was like, okay, so if they called me, there's probably five other people that they called, which
Right.
I, I, that's what ended up happening. I don't know everybody that was chatted up about it, but I knew I was one of the many. I came back a couple weeks later, pitched an idea that I said to myself, I'm going to do this. I want to do something again, like I usually do, which is a little bit out of left field, but still wanted to kind of give that feel of like how it felt like when I first saw Friday the 13th, or I should say a snippet of Friday the 13th when I was like 10 years old and I wasn't supposed to. and and bring that feeling back. And pitch the idea of Eve, pitch the idea of how I thought all this kind of stuff worked, and play with the lore without really answering too many questions, like none of the movies really do. And that was something that really attracted them to it. And yeah, then when I got the call saying, yeah, we want you to do it, it's kind of like, is this real life? Like, yeah, again, it was one of those kind of like, I there was definitely a what do you call it when you don't feel like you're the right person for the job, but you still really want
Imposter
it.
syndrome.
Oh my God, the imposter syndrome was hot that day. Whew. Because I mean, come on. I mean, first of all, you a guy like Jason Blum who just flat out said it over the last week that like
Several times, yeah.
I know he's always wanted it, but
Right.
now he just made it very clear Freddie and Jason are the white whales.
Hmm.
I mean, you have these guys that do incredible short films online. You have you have these filmmakers that have gone after the
Never Hike
property when it
Alone,
was in
yeah.
when it yeah, never the Never Hike Alone films, like
Vincente De Sante, a friend of the show, yeah, loved their stuff.
yeah, it's fantastic. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh boy, here we get ready to either make some dreams come through or make a lot of enemies, because
Yeah.
this is you're not there's no turning back.
Imagine if you make this and you release it, and then they're like, "Oh my God, this was so bad, we're never doing it again. No more Jason stuff." Right?
Yeah, when I oh gosh, to be at the brunt of that would just be terrible thing.
You and
Yeah.
I had the same fear about it. It sounds like, because when I first heard about it, I was like, "Oh Jesus, we're getting Jason back for the first time in 16 years, and it's in a commercial. This is going to be awful." It wasn't awful. It's actually quite enjoyable, and I really did like it. But that was a huge fear of mine that I had when I first heard about it.
Yes, that that was a real thing, and I had to keep making it clear. Well, and again, here was the thing that was good going into it was there were, you know, at the beginning of the project, there were, you know, there were gatekeepers, and that was the Barsamians, that was Sherry Khan, and they were very good about making sure that everything was going to be about Jason and the franchise. It didn't matter if we were going to do something fun and unique in the short. They just didn't want to make it just a straight up commercial. They knew that they were going to have to put like somebody drinking an Angry Orchard, whatever. Like all those movies have somebody's drinking something, you know, in
Of
those
course,
movies,
yeah.
whether it be, you know, Bud Light or whatever the hell it is. Um, but still, it's yeah. We went in and they were very clear that they wanted it to be about Jason. I was like, okay, I will also make sure that it is about that as well. And here we are. We made a short that, you know, does have the beverage in a couple scenes, but really never focuses on it. And again, I think what was really cool, and the partner that we had with Angry Orchard, which it's hard to believe I'm saying this, they were amazing because they also just wanted a cool short film that, you know, could they could sell and market Angry Orchard with Jason. That's also a dream come true for a company like that. It's a dream
True,
come
of
true for
course.
me to make a Jason film, you know, and then for Jason Universe to be able to relaunch the character again for the first time in so many years. It's a dream come true for them to finally do this. Um, so it's kind of a win-win if you
Yeah.
think about it. If
Yeah.
you wanted to pull
Yeah.
a Michael Scottism out of that, it's a win-win-win. Yeah, so we did it, and I don't think that we were prepared for the response. Like we got an overwhelmingly positive response from it.
Yeah.
Um, I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, you can do the deep dive down the Reddits and
Of
cry
course.
yourself a river.
Yeah, those people always exist, though, right? I mean, you
It's
no
true.
matter what. I mean, there are people on Reddit right now, in a message board somewhere, complaining about how Citizen Kane's a terrible film. You know what I mean? Like they just
True.
they exist. There's nothing you can
Yeah.
do about that.
Yeah. But you know, like we ultimately it was a pretty incredible experience to bring together like a crew that like we shot this in Wisconsin. I live in Minnesota. You know, the lake that we shot on was the same lake that I filmed my VHS 85 segment. So there was like a fun history there. Um, yeah, so that was a cool thing. We got to take over like three cabins, which was awesome. So it was like we had our own little back lot. And yeah, we just it was an incredible experience. I got to work with my DP, Nick Junkersfeld. Again, you know, he shoots everything that I do. So to team up with him was great. Got to work with Skylar White, who was our Jason, but was also our stunt coordinator, who was a stunt guy, and our pyro tech on Wrong Turn, and was our stunt coordinator on VHS 85. So it was like brought back the family. Get Brianna Johnson, our line producer, who was our producer on VHS 85, and our one of our producers on Wrong Turn. It was like bringing the gang back together again, and this time we get to do a Jason film. You know, got to bring in Chad Villella from Radio Silence, who him and I hit it off, and him, you know, being a guy who has, you know, who locked in on on the Scream franchise in a very strong
Right.
way, came in and was really great to work with because he had so much great experience working with a franchise, and kind of knew how to handle those ropes. And um, yeah, dude, it was incredible. There were definitely challenging moments, don't get me wrong. We shot this thing in like 7 days. It was very, very hard work. It was a lot of nights. Um, there wasn't a ton of money, as much money as you'd think there would be with a giant IP like Jason. There just really wasn't. But that's where we got to be a little bit scrappy and go
Hmm.
back to our old school like indie film roots. And that's where you make things happen. That's where when you are grinding up somebody's head with a boat motor, you fill it full of the strawberry shortcake that was at Crafty that day, and that's what you get.
And that's where the Friday the 13th franchise itself, that's its roots, that
Oh,
people forget.
100%.
Like
Yep.
you see it in what it is now, and it's this huge
Uh-huh.
property, Jason Voorhees, but that's where it came from. It's
Yes.
kind of cool that you guys honed in on that, and it felt like it watching it, and that was great.
And that was a huge part of my pitch was, I had to, like, we tried to take so many cues from like how they lit, the movies 1 through 7. I really took cues from 4 and 7, honestly. With 7, sort of that low lighting kind of coming up on Jason.
Hmm.
Obviously we have Easter eggs through part 1 and part 7, and with costumes and uh, things like that, and then of course the kill that nobody ever got to see, unfortunately, from part 7 with the big weed whacker thing.
Yep.
It was sort of my attempt to do it, but with a boat motor, and I was like, I'm just going to show everything. And what was cool was Angry Orchard was great with that. They were like, yeah, dude, make it nasty, and we did it.
Well, I think it worked out well for Angry Orchard. I know all three of us bought the Thriller pack when it came out, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
dude, oh, dude,
No.
so did I, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's
So
so
I
good.
mean,
Hunted them.
yeah, yeah.
yes.
Who did the music for Sweet Revenge?
Well, I have something lined up for that, and Mike, correct
Oh,
me if I'm wrong, because I did have that lined up too, Rob. Because we did a little reaction thing, like a million people did, right, when Sweet Revenge came out.
Yeah.
And when we were watching it, we were like, "Did Manfredini do this?" Like it was that close to that vibe. Was this Rob Lowry?
Okay, so Rob Lowry was our music supervisor, and he
Okay,
helped us get the opening track by Gateway Drugs,
okay,
and the I've changed my sugar and sweet at the end. So he was our guy that like, and he also did a lot of homework with us about kind of where we could bring the music. He did, at one time we were chasing some tracks from Manfredini to sort of slip in throughout the movie.
mm,
It was going to cost way too much. It was nothing that we could afford. The rights, are all, tied up in conglomerates, and
right,
so what I did was I enlisted the help of Matt Compton and Michelangelo Rodriguez, who are our
okay,
the guys that um, was it Brianna Johnson had uh, brought to the table and said these guys are great. Like, I think you should listen to their stuff. Matt did the music in what was that Last Stop in Yuma County
okay.
that just came out? That was like that kind of crime thriller. Everybody's at a diner.
I heard that was very good. I didn't see it, but I heard the
Yeah.
movie was very good.
In any case, those guys came in, and I mean, us three put our heads together, and we kept pushing and pushing and creating. And look, there was plenty of times where it was just like it was frustrating because we weren't getting the right vibe. We were like, no, 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 but what if we do this more? Okay, no, well, I guess that's not working. Like, it was, it was definitely one of the most challenging parts of the film because like you have to get that vibe right.
Yep.
And I mean, I do have to hand it those guys because we just kept doing it until finally it was like this one day it just clicked, and suddenly like we were, they were throwing stuff back and forth at me. I was just like, this is it. Like, we'd gone through so many different things and tried like going completely the opposite of Manfredini, and then almost copying him exactly, which we wouldn't have been able to use. And it
Right.
was like, and then finally we found this, like, this feels very much its own, but feels in the spirit of what those movies felt like and sounded like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ah, I just, yeah, I screamed. Like, it was so exciting.
Yeah, you guys nailed it because as Mikey said, when we were watching it, we were like, "Is this Manfredini? Is it? Did he do the music for the?" Like, it's very much that vibe. You guys did an excellent job with the music. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a lot.
And it was a big turning point of the short too, because that's, you know, when we went into this personally, and you know, at Friday the 13th fans alike probably around the world, you kind of want that Jason Friday the 13th, you want that back, you know, he's back, we want that back. And
Yes.
once Jason comes out of the water and shit start, you know, spoiler alert people, but once that happens and shit starts kicking up, that's when that music hits and we're like, oh, okay, we're here now. You know,
Yes.
and you're right, it felt like an updated Friday that they're like, we couldn't tell if Manfredini did it or not. That's how much you nailed that vibe. But yeah, it was still like new and updated and sound 2025-ish.
Yep.
I think those are the aspects that we wanted, you know, from this. And I love that you guys were able to hone in on that and really get your finger on the pulse of what fans needed. And I'm sure that helped being a fan yourself.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, look, I mean, especially when we were putting the film together, we were editing it and putting it together, and obviously you put a bunch of temp music in, and I temped the whole thing with Manfredini and then a couple other little other cues from some other films, like as kind of like transitional elements. And I was just like, oh my God, how are we gonna make this thing like it needs Manfredini to work.
Yeah.
And that again, that was the huge challenge. And I mean, look, just I mean, again, hearing from you guys that it feels like we nailed it makes me feel like all that extra work and all those extra hours and those late nights that those guys put into it paid off because um yeah, I mean, I was ecstatic when we finally hit it. I was like, oh my God, this actually works. This is great. Matt, yes.
Yeah, kudos to that whole set, because we were trying to figure it out. We're like, all right, who the hell did this? Because this is great.
Yes, yeah, those guys really nailed it.
Yeah, they did great work. You're not afraid, obviously, to take on existing beloved properties. You did The Wrong Turn. What do we call that? A remake, reboot? How do you refer to that?
Yeah, I mean, it basically was like a whole starting over. So we'll call it a reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took an interesting path with that, and going in, you had to know that was risky, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, the nice thing about that though was that everybody that was on board to do it, like, because you know the originals were all headed up by, well, it was Constantine Film, um, who started off the Wrong Turn series, and I mean, and those are the guys who they've done the Resident Evil movies, and they were looking to refresh it, and you know they brought back Alan, the original writer, and you know they wanted to do something very different. They didn't want to do cannibals again, so from the get-go, it was like we wanted to do something different, and I was excited by that, and I loved sort of like this different approach that Alan had given to it. And I was like, and God, like it's the guy who wrote the original. I'm like, you know,
Right.
he's if anybody knows this and knows what it should feel like, it's him. um, and so yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many calls we had between like all of us where we were just like, we know we are going to make some people upset, but that's okay because we are trying to do something new and different. And what I mean, we're not just going we what's the point of being stagnant and doing the same thing over and over again? And that's the thing that I always remind myself when I do take on an existing IP is I'm just like, I never want to do a rehash. You'll never get that from me. So if that's what somebody's looking for, I'm usually out. If somebody wants something new, let's talk about it. So yeah, it was nice being from the ground up, knowing that that was it. So there was never any deviation. So it was always like we were just full bore. This is what we're doing. And you know, obviously, when that movie first came out, um, it was mixed with the fans for sure. um, and we knew that that was going to happen, although it was hard to take in the moment. I feel like after all these years, it has finally found an audience that I don't actually think saw the movie when it first came out, and now is finding a little bit more love than it did when it first came out.
Yeah. Is it? Well, I guess first of all, do you watch or do you look at like reviews and stuff for your films?
I occasionally I am pretty good about not doing the deep dive. it's hard not to see your Rotten Tomatoes score
Mhm.
in the world these days because it's everywhere. But I don't usually do too much hunting. Sometimes I'll sneak a peek just to see how things are going. Um, and honestly, like I'm usually better. I'm okay with reading reviews from, we'll call them, not to sound like uppity, but like actual reviewers who like
Mhm.
Right.
review
That's
with
valid.
tastefully.
With right intent
Right.
and the right lens. You're 100% right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like
Yeah.
you can go down a deep dive, as you know, we briefly discussed, and hear all the hate for something that you do, and it can really it can it can be very hurtful and devastating. And I've tried to get out of that mindset, and I've definitely gotten better at it, and I'm less focused on that now. But yeah, it's something that, again, like you think before the internet, and you saw how your film did, and maybe you read some reviews like in the newspaper or watched Siskel and Ebert or something like that. That's kind of how you knew, or you heard people talking about your film on the street or at the restaurant or at the bar. That's kind of how you got the sense of how it was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an opinion, and I think that's both good and at times can be really toxic. So I think
Oh yeah.
it's really just about, I've just really tried to shape my attitude in the right way towards it, and just be like, you know what? Look what I got to do. I got to tell a story that I cared about, and that's really what it comes down to, is
Mhm.
like being able to go through that journey, tell that story, put something that you loved, put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears out into the world that people, that a handful of people enjoy.
Right.
And it's interesting because one thing that I started to notice, and it's very obvious, but it's also something that, like, man, hatred is so much louder than good, than
It
like
Yeah.
good things.
is.
You know what I mean? It's a very strange thing that to have. But I don't know, man. I keep doing my thing, and as long as I'm happy doing it and I'm doing it in the way that I like to do it, like that, I've found so much joy in it now. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear from some filmmakers that, they'll say they don't read the reviews specifically for that reason. And I always, one, it's something I've wondered about myself. Like if I were to make a movie and take all that time and energy and effort and passion and love and put it into this thing and put it out there, do I really want to know what people think of it? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because if people
it's
don't
true.
like it, even if everyone liked it and one guy didn't, I would take that so personally. It would drive me nuts.
I know.
So I get it when filmmakers say they don't. I'm always curious about that. Just like, do you watch your movies when they're finished? Because I hear some filmmakers are like they can't do it. All they see are the mistakes.
You know what? I actually really like watching the movies with an audience. I will go to the theater with some friends, and hopefully, like, it's more than just us. And
That's not uncommon for me to be in an empty theater these days, though. Unfortunately, it's very
it's
sad.
true. It's
Yeah.
true. But like, we try to go like either opening or close to opening night, if it does play theatrically, or if like premieres at like a Fantastic Fest or somewhere, and at least get that experience, because I love to kind of see how people, are people reacting to certain things, and that to me is a real interesting learning experience, almost more so than reviews, because I think
Hmm.
reviews, it gives, there's a period of time that I feel like a reviewer, or somebody that's seen it sometimes, has before they gush or spew on it. Listening and being a part of a reaction, of a in the moment, like the electricity, is in itself, I think, a really good thing to be a part of, and it's a good learning experience to know, like, in that very moment, what's kind of hitting and what's not,
Yeah.
and when like people are really silent, when the room just goes silent, and you're just like, oh my god, this is perfect. Or like that heckler that laughs at the thing that they shouldn't have. You're like, damn it, I shouldn't have.
I hate
That was,
you.
yeah. And you're just like, he was the devil on my shoulder earlier, telling me cut that because somebody's gonna laugh at it, and sure enough, I should have listened. Um, but to me, that's an incredible learning experience, is to see your movie with an audience, even if it's a friends and family screening, just to kind of get that initial, um, uh, those initial first like feelings, and how people react, or any gasps, or is anybody looking down? Did anybody pull their phone out? Like, that's great information,
Mhm.
especially if you're still working on the film and you can go
Mhm.
back and massage things.
Anybody who sort of pulls their phone out in the theater should be hit.
I completely agree.
Yeah. I know they try to dim it to make it, then they think nobody can see, but we see you. We know where you are.
Exactly.
It annoys me.
Well, Mike, you mentioned the Fantastic Fest, and I need to talk to you about Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I want to hit on one more thing that because you mentioned something interesting, and I love your energy towards it in taking the criticism, but trusting your process and
Hmm.
trusting your vision, and I feel like that I love seeing that from creators such as yourself. Obviously, Skylar's Jason caught a lot of backlash from a lot of people and a lot of mixed
Hmm.
reviews, a lot of love, a lot of hate, a lot of in between,
Yes.
which normal in the horror genre, right? But you guys trusted your process, and I just wanted to know what the thought process was behind, because like we talked about earlier, recreating an iconic character. How much of this was you, Jason Universe, and like what thought went into the thought of redesigning this iconic character and trusting that process to put it out there?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, let's dig into it. I mean, I mean, first of all, first and foremost, getting into it, like we were, um, the first thing we had was a new Jason design that was given to us.
Right.
And so that was something that Jason Universe had worked on with Greg Nicotero, who I still haven't met yet. Like literally, I've like Shifts in the Night had passed him at least I feel like 3 or 4 times this year, and never actually bumped into him or met him or any.
We just had him on a couple weeks ago. Damn, we should have scheduled like a two-parter with you guys. That would have been awesome. Damn.
Yeah, yeah, so anyway, we're given the new Jason design, which was, mask and get up and all this stuff, and we're kind of given that first initial drawing. And, one of the things that we all discussed that the drawing was based off was like, this doesn't look like the hulking this isn't the big hulking
Right.
Jason anymore.
Mhm.
And to me that was interesting. Like I honestly kind of liked going like the kind of Nick Castle direction, which just it
Right.
makes him a little bit more man and less mutant,
Mhm.
and I thought that was an interesting direction.
Yeah.
And to me, then you bring in Skylar, who's 6'5", and I was like, well, that's pretty fucking tall.
Yeah.
Um, so we had a tall Jason. Um, he's big, but he's not too big. You know what I mean? He's not roided out. Um,
Right.
and to me, there was something that wasn't. It took him out of the Jason superhero mode, and I thought that that was an interesting idea. Honestly, like that was one of the things that Jason Universe and I like. We were all like, yeah, I think that's a cool move. So that's where we went. Skylar, working with him, knowing full well what he was capable of, him being characters in movies prior, and then
Right.
of course being the character, and then working with the actors and our stunt performers who were also actors. A handful of them were, and being able to just like get in there and just fucking toss them around.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was kind of a match made in heaven. We were kind of able to do whatever and get really nasty with it, and that was fun. It was a really fun collaboration, and I would say that there were things that that were different differentiating opinions at times between me and Jason Universe, but the thing is we were able to usually work those out.
Right.
And look, I think we made something pretty freaking cool, and
Oh yeah.
and I know that they were very happy with it, and um yeah, dude, it was. Now you're making me like think back to the that week that we that we
I'm
shot the
sorry.
film. I'm just like, fuck, God, I can't believe we fucking did that. Like we killed somebody with a boat motor, and
Yeah, and then that's the thing. Like people can like I didn't understand. Like people got stuck on certain things way too freaking much because, dude, like all the things that he did. That was if you put that sweet revenge Jason up against any of them, pick any of them. He's up there in brutality, man. Like in that little period of time that we had with him in your short, he got shit done. Like not fucking around whatsoever.
yeah,
And yeah, you guys
yeah.
made something fucking awesome. No argument. Like no one can argue
Yeah.
that.
Well, and I mean too, I think it's also a testament that like at times I think there is horror that look, I mean, how much love over the last couple years has there started to be for the Marcus Nispel Friday the 13th. Remember when that movie came out, how it was crucified?
Yeah.
Like it was like people were like, "That's not my Jason. How dare you? This is terror." Like I remember just being like, "Calm down, everybody." You know what I mean? Like I can't say I was the biggest fan either, but I was also like, it's not that bad. I mean, what is happening here? Like there's I think such a, and this isn't necessarily in reaction to maybe some of the backlash towards ours, but I do feel like, I mean, this also happened with Texas Chainsaw, the remake, which now is hailed as a classic. The 2003, like
Yeah.
it's crazy how there are some films that go through this sort of thing where it does sometimes take something new to remind an audience that
Yeah.
there's another thing. Maybe that wasn't that bad, and then there's that revisit of, actually, this is pretty cool. Dude, I go through it all. I've done it before too. I'm just, I want to give this another shot. You know what? That's actually not that bad. It's pretty fucking cool, actually.
You
You know
gotta
what I
let things
mean?
marinate sometimes in the horror world. It
Sometimes you
happens.
do, and like I said, and I felt it a little bit with Wrong Turn. Like when that movie first came out, it was hard not to hear the hate, and then suddenly you start seeing articles pop up, and that movie came out in 2021. It's almost 2026, and there's people that are seeing it for the first time, and you're just like, oh, like people are discovering this movie now, and where was this movie? Like, how come I've never heard of this? I love this. And you're just like, okay, like it just took some time, and that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes that is all it takes. I mean, we know a girl whose favorite horror movie of all time is the Friday the 13th remake.
Shout out to Sam and Our Life in Horror. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
There it is.
running
yeah.
joke slash argument we
Yeah,
have with
yeah.
this
I mean,
movie.
look,
Yeah.
I'm kind of an old man, so I'm always like, "That's not my Jason." But so I give her a hard time
Sure.
about it and stuff. But those people exist, and I don't, I give her a hard time about it. I don't really. It's fine. I can still go back and watch the old ones. It's fine. They still exist.
Yeah.
They didn't delete them from existence or whatever.
No, exactly. And I think, actually, it was really interesting talking with, I was at Comic-Con this past weekend, and I was talking with Attack Peter over at Mondo, and he's very big into like doing all the Godzilla stuff with Toho, and we talked about the different variations of Jason, because he did the poster for Sweet Revenge, and moderated our panel out in on San Diego, and so it was sort of a dream come true for him to jump on and be a part of the Jason IP. And
Yeah.
he was talking about how many iterations of Godzilla there are out there, and I've watched several Godzillas. I am nowhere near at the level of fandom that he is,
Hmm.
and oh my god, the thing, he goes, fans, it's almost a part of the fandom to, like, you just know that there's like all these different Godzillas, and one person is gonna love that one, and then
Oh
there's
yeah.
another person that's gonna hate that one and love this one, and that person's gonna hate that one. He goes like, dude, no, 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 look at the suit was terrible, dude. He's like, no, 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 but that's why the suit is great. You know what I mean? Look at how many people love Jason from Part 5 with the blue
Yeah.
chevrons. Like
Yeah.
there is a strong cult
Oh
following
yeah.
for that Jason. And but the majority of people will say that's not even Jason. That Jason doesn't count.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the beauty of the
Uh,
horror genre, man. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
and the fandom. I mean, at times, like, look, I think there's, I will say, yes, there are some bad apples, but God, I will say, for the most part, horror fans are the best fans.
Yes.
They are the most, they are the realest, sweetest, and most, like, they just, they're
They
we
love.
they live and breathe it,
Yep.
and their appreciation, even most of the time, even when it doesn't really hit for them, a lot of times even their appreciation goes above and beyond just for
Yeah.
it existing. um but again, it also comes down to, it's also this, like, this outlet, this thing to talk about, this world that we as lovers of horror understand,
Yep.
that we can kind of be in on. You know what I mean? It's ours.
Yep.
And that in itself is very exciting.
Even the hate, you have fun with it in the horror.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
And when it's healthy and
yes,
when it's done right, absolutely.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the debates about, like you said, with Godzilla and which versions you like better or whatever. I mean, that stuff it's just fun to engage in that. And but yeah, it's all. I mean, horror fans, you see how great they are. Like for me, it's been best exhibited at just the couple of horror conventions that I've gone to.
Mm.
Right, everybody's always so nice, and I always get along, and you strike up conversations with strangers about this weird shit that we're all into that nobody else understands.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
And I mean, again, like at those cons and certain festivals and stuff like that, like those are the people where you can legitimately get into a heated, friendly debate about which one is better, whatever it may
Yeah.
be, and you can literally sit down and have a beer with that person, and you'll see them again in another one, and you want to strike up a conversation again because that energy it's so
Yeah.
good, it's so pure, it's awesome.
Just start yelling at each other all over again, but it's all love and it's all fun, and we
I
all love this
know.
horror genre.
I know. It's great.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah. And one last thing I wanted to touch on with you, Mike, about the Sweet Revenge, and is I feel like most important because I've seen you mention this before, and you've been asked, but has there been any talks or more so in your interest of wanting, because you only had obviously a short period of time to tell this story, and there's a lot of meat left on that
Yes.
bone.
Oh yeah.
Would you want a feature length Friday the 13th, Jason Universe, whatever it's called now, to finish your story and tell your story? Is this something you've tried to make happen?
Honestly, I would love to see through what happens with Jason and Eve.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I would love to do that. That would be so exciting. I mean, I look, from my standpoint, like I personally think I like the idea of how those original movies were handled, which was new director comes in, does his take. Next one, new director comes in, does it, you know what I mean? Like that to
Hmm.
me is what made those movies so unique. Is there was like, they kind of I mean, they did connect, but they kind of didn't connect, and one has
Right.
a completely different lore than the last one, but it doesn't really matter. And wait, but that actually stirs up conversations about maybe it is connecting. To me, that is one of the special things of Friday the 13th is each movie very much is its own while also somehow in a weird way connects.
Yep.
And to me, I think that's the way, in my opinion, how to dive back into this again is to do it
Hmm.
like that and to get different directors and writers POVs on Jason and let that ride. I can't that would be one of the most exciting things for me to see that because then it's like you're not just I think I get there's a purity in having one sort of voice take it on and continue on a trilogy or this, you know what I mean? But I also feel like that's what made Jason different
Yeah.
from kind of what's going on now with for instance like the new Halloween trilogy, which was sort of you know followed through with David Gordon Green as his sort of take on the story. I think Jason kind of met the or had this great trend that started this like every director is going to do it his own thing and the lore is somehow going to be different. I guess Nightmare on Elm Street sort of did that a little bit too. Every movie had its own director.
Yeah.
That to me is God. That to me is the way to go, man. And then
That's
it's
the
like,
way it's been. Yeah.
yeah,
For
and then
for
how
Friday. Yeah.
and then how does that next director pick up the pieces
Hmm.
and tell their version? I think there's something um wild and crazy, especially in nowadays, to go about and do it that way.
Yeah. It's like an anthology in its own weird
Yes.
way. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
agree
Yes.
100%. I love that thought process. And yeah, I need to know what the hell happened
And
with the Eva
and
Jet like that. You left so many questions, obviously intentional. But yeah, there's so much meat on the bone there, dude. And you started something great that I really, really want to see the end of so badly.
and what's interesting is I know exactly what happens.
Damn you.
I
Damn
know,
you. Damn
and
you.
literally, it's like so. I've been asked this several times, and every single time, I literally want to sit down and just do a whole movie pitch, like
Right.
I know it and I love it, and I just want it. I know exactly how, and there's certain scenes where I'm just like in this scene, and just
Yeah.
sorry, we just without
Well, we got
anyway.
time. I mean,
it's there. It's
Trying to
there.
get him in trouble. Look at you.
I'm just saying, you know,
But that's the beauty of what you did, though. You know, like it does have those questions, and it does have like there was so much there to grow desire, and that's exactly what you need to do in that situation. Absolutely.
I mean, again, so much of that, and so much of that is a testament to the first movie, which left so many questions unanswered.
Yeah.
What? Okay, first of all, Alice in a canoe gets taken by. Wait,
Right.
Jason, is he? Who? What was that? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that like? And then she goes, well, then that means he's still out there. Who? Jason from 1950s? Is that an older Jason? Like what? What the fuck? You like what?
Yeah.
like, and that's
Yeah.
never ever been answered.
No, he shows up in the second movie. It says
Yeah.
5 years later, and he's the full grown ass man.
Yeah, like, and this move and when Pam Voorhees is offing people, that's what Jason drowns in 1957 or whatever it was, or was that it? Like that's when he drowned, right? Or no?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
He drowned back in the 50s, and then so why is he a young kid still coming at like? And that's again where I'm just like,
was it a dream? Yeah.
yeah, was it a dream? Has Jason always been undead? You know what I mean? To me, there's you can do the deep dives online, and you can read the essays that people have their points of view. It's very fascinating, and that's again where jumping into this IP, I'm like, people have thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That means there's so many different possibilities in this franchise.
You can play with all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it gets to happen, dude. I'm cheering that on for 1,000,000%.
It would be a blast.
Something that is definitely going to happen is Silent Night, Deadly Night. The release date, I believe, is October 12th of this year. Obviously, we're not going to get into it. December. I got October on my mind, man.
No, dude. We all do. Don't worry about it.
December 12th of this year. Christmas movie, obviously coming out in December. We're not going to get into a tremendous amount about it because it's not out yet and everyone needs to go see it for themselves. But there's so much to talk about yet and still, though, because you're, again, picking up on such an iconic property and film and all this. Actually, a mutual friend of ours, Damien Maffei, we talked about Wrong Turn. You worked with him on Wrong Turn.
Oh, I love me Damien.
Let's not get carried away. He's a pain in the ass. We just talked to him recently. We love Damien too. But he was telling me when I mentioned him that we were going to be talking to you, and I know that you and him work together. And he claims that he was the first person that said you should be the guy to bring back Silent Night, Deadly Night. Is this true, Mike?
We did have that conversation. And actually, I think it was. I can't remember exactly how it came about. I know that at one point during Wrong Turn, and the actual conversation that we had might have been later, but I think it all stemmed from I was wearing a Black Christmas shirt on the set of Wrong Turn, and it had like Billy's eye poking out from the door, and then it had like all like the Agnes, it's me, Billy, and like all like the what did you do to the baby, all this stuff on the back. And he was just like, I just want to come over and say, like, I love your shirt. Like, I don't mean to be a nerd and come over here and like, it was, it was like the sweetest thing in the world. And I was like, oh yeah, dude. Cause I was like, for some reason, I was like really focused that day and like something didn't go right. And I was like trying to figure it out. And he came up to me and he, for some reason, thought that he'd like burst my concentration or something. And he actually probably got me out of my funk. Cause I was like, oh, somebody else wants to talk about something cool. Like somebody noticed I was wearing this Black Christmas shirt and he was the only one. And then so then that's right, because what's interesting was we had that conversation about Black Christmas, then it was Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I can't remember if it was then or if it was sometime later, but it was ballpark. And then I also remember when I had gotten the gig or was in the process of getting the gig, like I had pitched for it was looking really good and it looked like I was going to get it, and he was, I think, the first person that I had texted, and I just texted him a GIF of, I just texted him a GIF of this of Santa's hand coming out of the chimney with the axe, with like snow blowing, and he was like, I can't remember if he said like, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "I think it's happening."
That's so awesome. Yeah, he did mention your Black Christmas shirt too. He said, what I forget exactly. He said that your T-shirt game was distractingly incredible. Which context was very valuable in that moment too, by the way.
Yes, that was definitely a topic of discussion. Was what T-shirt was Mike gonna wear? I still do that on sets. That is still a thing, and my T-shirt collection is still absolutely. Um, I have problems.
Oh, fright rags hurt your
Uh,
pocket too, huh? Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
and you, dude, I'm doing fright rags. I'm doing fucking deep dives too of just like people, like just people making shirts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's a crazy design. I'm gonna wear that. People then ask, where'd you get that? I don't know, some guy online.
But yeah, that's freaking awesome. But how do you? Again, we kind of just had this conversation with Sweet Revenge. But what's your thought process going in? Silent Night, Deadly Night is that's a big one. And what's it like taking on something like this and giving us a new look so long after too?
It is sort of like it's like Wrong Turn. It's like Sweet Revenge.
Right,
It's like you have to go in. You got to try. I mean, honestly, like that's what it comes down to. Never did I think I would do a Wrong Turn. Never did I think I would do a Jason film. To be
right,
completely honest with you, um, like it never did I think I'd do a Silent Night. Like that wasn't necessarily on my or in my bowl. You know what I mean? Like it's not
yeah,
something that like I was planning on doing. But when presented with the idea, which again, like all these things, it was Mike, here's a script called Wrong Turn from the original writer. Check it out. Hey Mike, they're interested in doing a sweet Jason short film. You interested? Yeah, let's talk to him. Hey Mike, this is Brad Miska, formerly of Bloody Disgusting,
bloody disgusting. Yeah,
who was at Cineverse at the time, who was like, Mike, and I just worked with him on VHS 85, had a great time with him, and he goes, Mike, we have Silent Night, Deadly Night. Do you have a take? And I was like, oh my god, like I mean, I want to do a Christmas horror film. Give me a couple weeks. Couple weeks go by, came up with an idea. I was just like, that sounds like fun. Like literally, like it was like again, just going after something. Like I think there are things that lived in that take that I presented them, and some things that died. But overall, that was the idea.
right,
Presented it to them. They went away. They thought about it. They came back and they said, "We like it. Do you want to write up an outline?" And I said, "Sure." And then they're like, "Okay, write the script. We're doing it." And
Nice.
it's just, and again, I think so much of that just comes down to, I took it at face value, thought of something that I would want to see, like I said this week in New York, somebody asked me, a very similar question. It's like first and foremost, when I take on something like this, it has to matter to me, and I'm not gonna give you a rehash. So I'm gonna give you a story that matters to me, and that's the most important thing. And I think any filmmaker that would either take on an IP or just do something original would say the same thing. It has to matter to you, and then you try to make something that pulls people in and gets people excited and shows them something brand new.
yeah.
Yeah, I am interested to see what a modern day Silent Night, Deadly Night looks like. I love those first, at least the first two films, or first one and a half, really, because the second one is just recycled footage for at
Yeah.
least half of it. But largely, I think I love them because they're kind of bad and just goofy and fun,
Mm-hmm.
I think. So I don't know what a modern day take on that looks like, but I'm extremely interested in watching it.
Yeah, I'd say what's interesting about especially the first one is its tone. It's so bizarre.
Hmm.
Like it feels at times like it's like a Ryan Murphy doing doing like his weird like this is how a killer's made sort of thing. Like, nuns beating kids and just weird stuff like it's not, we'll call it the not fun stuff that sometimes horror has to dive into to get a full roundness of a character or situation.
Yeah.
um and then there's just like some of the weird goofy murder stuff and some of the lines and some of the awkwardness and some of the cringy stuff, and you're just like, and you're laughing, you're like, I'm so torn right now. I don't get what I
Right.
don't get how I'm
Those are
supposed to be
great
feeling.
moments.
Exactly, but again, that's I honestly that's why that movie has such a cult status. That's why it's revisited so often, is because it is such a strange movie in terms of how it makes you feel. Um, and look, we're not doing that with the new Silent Night. Like I'll be upfront and honest. Like it's we're not doing that. Though I will say the one cue that I'm taking is our movie is tonally very strange. Like
Okay.
it goes one way and then loves to go another way, and then goes one way and then loves to go another way. So if there was one thing that I did pull from the original, it's the fact that that movie did play with tone in strange ways, and I feel like we did something similar in terms of we were kind of here and there with tone, and it makes you feel really strange in some places. Like, what kind of movie am I watching here? And then, oh, that's yep, that's right. Yep, I came. Yep, this is what's happening. And you probably weren't realizing that the scene that came before that, you really need that to understand what comes later. Oh, I see what's happening now. Okay, got you.
And that's got to be hard to do, to be so unpredictable and kind of erratic on film, but make it have continuity at the same time. Because I get the vibe you're talking about, and a lot of movies you see that do that, that's just what it is. It's all over the fucking place. It's going to be a wild ride, and there's
Yeah.
really no connecting lines with that kind of tone. But the good ones are able to bring things together, and it sounds like that's what you tried to do here.
Well, and that's where characters come in. And that's where,
Right.
to me, the characters in this are the lifeblood. Um, the plot is pretty simple. It's a guy dresses as Santa Claus, kills some people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when you see the movie, we get to explore what that means a little bit more, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I'll be the first one to say that, it's not it's a character driven movie. It's less about a lush plot, and more about what happens when you put these two characters together. What sort of journey do they take? And that to me was the most interesting thing, and that was the story I wanted to tell.
Nice. And you kind of answered this already, but I think it's worth mentioning. The original Silent Night, Deadly Night, when it came out in 1984, caused so much controversy.
Yeah.
Parents were protesting it,
Mhm.
theaters were pulling it, all these things. For 2025, that's a very difficult task to
Yes.
to kind of do now. It seems like you're pulling away from that, which is not a bad thing, and obviously something that needs to be done. But it sounds like you're still trying to keep that tone there of uncomfort, or something along those lines, if I'm reading you right.
Yeah, I mean, I think irreverence is the
Yeah.
the word I like to use. Yeah, like I'm not somebody that likes to get into like the ickiness of things so much, but I
Yeah.
do look, are there moments in here where I don't feel very comfortable right now? Sure. Do we pay those off with glorious murder? Absolutely. So like for me, like that's where again it was finding that weird tone, finding that irreverence in just some of the weird stuff that we were able to do in the movie. Um, you know, but also just there's some pretty straightforward, just good character drama and getting to know you kind of stuff that I feel like that's where the heart is, and that's where you can grab onto it and hang on. You know what I mean? To the point of it being like, wait, so I didn't think this was this movie, but it is. Okay, here we go. Uh, um, the characters are the ones there that are anchoring that, and that to me again is where, for me, that's why the movie works, and it has something to grab onto, and it's like kind of what I said at Comic Con. I think I said at one point I was like I was watching a lot of Pixar movies at the time that I was writing this. Um, so yeah, I was influenced by Pixar. Don't get me wrong, but I was also watching Frailty and Adam Winger's The Guest. So like
What a
those
combination.
like that was literally how this baby was made, was watching those movies kind of all at the same time.
Interesting. Uh, I think that the best thing that could have happened to the original was it being protested and pulled from
Yes,
theaters. I mean,
absolutely.
we talk
Yeah.
about like why it has its cult status today, and I think that plays a large part in it. So, do we need to organize some evangelicals, get them out in front of theaters for you? Would that help?
Well, what's so funny is like, yeah, I mean, that was something that I think Ruby and Rowan were talking about was they were like, man, we should get people to come and protest the movie as like a as a thing.
Right.
We should get people to come out with signs and just have 1984 again just for the fun of it. And I was like, God, that sounds incredible. And like I would be right out there with him. I just give me a fucking sign, dude.
But at the same time, that was a moment that happened organically. You know, like you can't recreate that
100%. No, no,
ever.
no, 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 not in the same vein. And I think it'd be very
No.
hard to do that again in the world that we live in now. Like, I don't think anybody would ever protest this. There's too many killer Santa Claus movies. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
There's too many Christmas horror movies in which many people would yes at face value say yeah that's sacrilegious, and that people are like yeah but whatever.
We just seen Art the Clown blow up children at a mall. You know, like it's kind of
Yes,
what else do you do?
correct.
When you go for that, it's always and it's a breath of fresh air to hear you say you're not going because you can't. That's not something you go for. That's something that happens. And when you
Yes,
try for things like that, it's a reach. Audiences can
yes,
tell
yes.
you're not
Yep.
comfortable doing it. It's a whole
Nope.
big thing. And I love that you're kind of just doing your thing and trusting your process, like we
Have
talked about.
you have to do it. And yeah, I'll go. It's you got to make something that matters to you
Yes.
Right.
as the filmmaker. It's so important.
Right. Is that talking about though all the Christmas horror movies that we've seen since, the 1984 film that's come out, and now we get how many of them every year was there a thought process of how do I make this one stand out?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's again, it's I think some of it is just what's in my brain because there's a lot of weird stuff going on up there. um, and that I think so there's some hope of just like that people be like, "Oh, this is fun and interesting and new and fresh and I didn't know I needed this." And honestly, I think, Christmas movies just in general are something that people want. Christmas horror movies, I think, are something that especially horror fans need. And I think it's something that tying all that together, um, look, I think, as I said before, you bring in that irreverence, you bring in that warm coziness, the things that you want in a Christmas movie, and then just spatter it in blood, and give something to grab onto that, like, y- to me, if people can walk away feeling like I was not expecting that,
Yeah.
I've won. I did my job. Like, because
Right.
that's the kind of story that I wanted to tell. I wanted to kind of go in and do something that like kind of mattered to me, that was sort of off in a different direction, that's going to surprise people, and that at the core of it is also just there's enough to have a lot of fun with. I mean, Fantastic Fest was a perfect example. I wasn't able to be there, but from what I heard, there was a moment where everybody stood up and cheered, and I am so sad I had to miss that because none of my movies have ever made anybody stand up and cheer before. So I'm hoping that that continues to happen, and I'm hoping that people have a similar um, fun and visceral reaction to it.
Yeah. And you're kind of becoming, which has got to be wild as a horror fan, that you're becoming the guy who's trusted with these really big properties and iconic films. And that's got to be scary in a way. Like, it's got to be fucking awesome, first and foremost, but also scary in a way. But you've risen to the occasion every single time. And I think the reason, like you said, you just keep getting these calls of, hey, you want to have your hand in this iconic thing, it's because you've proven what you can do, especially when put in these situations with these things. And I can't wait to see what you do with it, dude. Honestly, like I'm truly excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it too. What is your favorite Christmas horror movie?
Oh boy.
It's tough.
Not directed by Bob Clark.
God,
I take that one off the table because that's everybody's favorite, or it should be
because
anyway.
that's that would be the
Yeah, I mean that's the masterpiece. That's the benchmark, right? Like that's the one everybody.
I know, God. And that I mean, because it would be the one that I would go to. I mean, that's the one I watch
Yeah,
every
me
year.
too. Me too. Yeah.
It just it does all the things that I love in Christmas horror. It gives me the feels. It makes me feel cozy. It makes me feel very like when you're in that sorority house, everything is like so warm and like the Christmas lights, everything it kind of had this bokeh and this bloom to it, and
Hmm.
um everybody's dressed
Performances are
in
great in that movie
sweaters, and
too.
oh, I just love it.
Yeah.
And then you just have a creep up in the attic. Like that is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got Margot Kidder playing drunk, just being crazy. It's wonderful.
it's so it's I just and that side story of the dad that's looking for his daughter who we know is already dead.
Yeah.
Like what movie does that? Like
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's
um,
heartbreaking, but then it's also played for comedy at points, which is
yes.
also an interesting choice that he made.
It's a weird again Christmas horror doing strange tonal things. Like it's I would say that in the case of Black Christmas, they do it. Yes, there is some kind of goofiness to it, but they play it a lot more for like I feel uncomfortable, and it's doing a really good job of that right now. And I love that. God, Christmas, God dang it. You're killing me here. And of course, on the spot, I'm always the worst of this. I can, of course, do the letterbox thing like on a dime with, best four movies like
Oh
that
yeah.
influenced you.
Yeah.
Boom, I know them right off the top of my head. Shit, dude, I don't know.
It is a hard choice, and it changes, right? Like every time you watch something else, it does bounce around. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I guess maybe I would go Gremlins.
Okay,
Ooh,
that's a very solid pick. Gremlin's a great movie.
I think I would have to go Gremlins. Yes.
that's
Let's
fair.
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's
that's
go
great.
let's go Gremlins. I do love that movie. That is one that I love to revisit around this time of year. I mean, obviously Die Hard's not a horror movie, but it is a
Right.
Christmas movie.
Yes,
But I would say yeah, let's go Gremlins. Yep.
Gremlin's a great pick.
Nice.
Gremlin's a great movie. A lot of great actors in that film.
Yeah.
Great idea, I think.
It's a great and I'm actually I'm showing my son for the first time that movie this year. So
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, I can't wait.
I remember when my son was little. Yeah, I was very excited. We got to go see it. It was playing at a theater near us. I took him to see it in the theater. It was so great.
That's how I
Yeah.
actually gosh, if I can find actually I'm sure it'll play around here. That's the way I got to do it, man.
Yeah, look around, because usually around Christmas you can find some place that's showing in the theater. It's great, and that score. Oh my God, that score is so good.
So good.
Yeah, yeah. Gremlin's a good pick.
Yeah, I have a dog named Gizmo, so we're all in agreement here. It's fine.
Yes. Aw.
But Mike, thank you so much for your time, man. We appreciate you so much, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Let everybody know where to get in touch with you, all your stuff, whatever you want them to know. If you want them to leave you alone, tell them that too. Cannot wait. Again, December 12th, 2025, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I can't wait to see what you do, dude.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for you guys to check it out and yeah, like love to hear what you guys think of it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for anything of mine, I have an Instagram account. That's about as far as I go when it comes to this
Smart,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just at Rockford Road is the handle, and you'll see me in a bunch of either movie stuff or pictures of me and my son playing pinball. So
Nice. You earlier you said three words that I really love to hear. You said giant snake movie. When are we going to hear more about that?
come 2026, man.
Nice.
There's nothing set yet, but you're gonna start hearing more about it in the new year, and I'm very very excited about that one. That was a labor of love, an original idea, not an existing IP. Teamed up again with Alan McElroy on that one, and Constantine, Lionsgate. It's a fun ride, dude. Like um, going through the Amazon, and
Nice.
some bad stuff happens.
Yeah, this sounds like it's right up my alley. I can't wait.
Yeah,
yeah, dude. It's a lot of fun. It's harrowing, but it's fun.
Nice. But we'll reach out again and around that time, and hopefully we can have a nice conversation about that once it's out and everything, and you can really dive into all the stuff.
Let's do it, man. I'm in.
Hell of a deal, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you so much. Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, thanks everyone. Yeah, thanks guys.
Okay, Mikey Nelson, no words, man. Like, really appreciated that. Thank you so much, dude. If you're still listening to this, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry too. But
yeah, I apologize for Mikey. It was a fun interview, a fun chat. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully he'll come back and talk to us again soon. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a plan though.
Oh shit, here we go.
For next week, right? We were watching, didn't we?
Yes, we do. We're gonna do movie night. Yes, we do. We already discussed this. We're gonna do movie night.
I was not in on this discussion. I would like to be invited to show meetings when we have them, please.
You were 1,000,000%.
I was not present
the last time we were on a call, the three of us.
I do not recall it.
Next Friday, or this coming up Friday, we're gonna do movie night in the Discord to watch
We always do that.
Frankenstein.
Oh, I already saw it.
Oh my god. And then we're gonna do our episode right after talking about it in our review.
I mean,
we literally had a whole conversation where you brought up how we do drop off listeners with new movies.
No, I don't remember that.
Dear God. But yeah, so we're doing Frankenstein next week. I'm looking at a calendar right now because podcast time is weird. And then we're going to have to end the month with Patreon picks. 2 weeks. We owe them 2 with the following week. And then
we're going to jump into the Christmas.
Hell yeah, brother.
Rob, you can't say, if you're going to say, you need to let me know you're going to say it so I have time to, hit the button.
I'm going to pre-warn you when I'm going to say sir.
Stop.
I don't know. Hey, look, Christmas sir. or do you prefer holiday? or G off.
No. It cannot be that one. I can tell you, that is your answer to the question, not that one.
Oh my god.
All right. That means whatever it comes to be, fine. Just not that one.
We still have our hands raised.
It's fitting now, isn't it? Get your hand in here, Mikey. Come on.
God damn it. After you just talked about the damn holiday. No.
Oh my god.
We're never going to get another guest again. We just had held like one of the biggest runs in podcast history with guests.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it's over now.
It's fine. It's fine. He stopped listening already. He can go listen to this part.
Mike, if you're still here, I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. I lost my entire train. It's all gone. I don't remember.
What happened?
You happened. God damn it. All right. That's it. That's the end of the show. It's over. All right. So sign up for the Patreon if you want to get involved with we got 2 Patreon picks coming up. Like we said, the next month. Far be it for me to, like, at the risk of bringing it up again. We got the Christmas. I don't even know what we.
I'm waiting to see what you're gonna come up with.
We have every year we do like a Christmas showdown where the patrons get to pick a Christmas movie and we pick a Christmas movie. We're known for losing, so if you want to be on the winning side, apparently now's a good time to get in on the Patreon. You get a 1-week free trial. Patreon.com/radio. Also, holy shit, I should have mentioned this earlier. We do have a new patron as well.
Oh, I'm sure. Welcome.
All right, we do have a new patron though. I'm going to call you more because I don't want to, we cannot figure out amongst us how to say your name properly and we don't want to butcher it. So right now we're going to just call you Morg. He's been in the Discord, signed up for the Patreon. Hell of a deal, Morg. We do have somebody who signed up too. Jody signed up for a free trial.
Oh, all right, Jody. Hopefully you'll stick around after your week's up. Don't be a freeloader either, Jody. But yeah, the free week, that's what it's there for. Oh, if you like what you hear, you'll stick around.
It's unfortunate it's this week. It's been more of a mess than usual, but I like it.
Let's be honest. Every week's a fucking mess.
Yeah, but it works somehow.
And we are now out of our easy month.
I hate you. But yeah, it's going to be nice that things are going back to normal. We'll be able to get to settle down a little bit, and that's always a good time. So yeah, good time to get in on the Patreon. So follow us there. Check us out there. Also follow us on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok @SlasherRadio. I'm at Mikey's Dead. Robert, what about you?
Well, I feel like I already covered this, but I'm at Radio Rob 123.
Yeah, we got into it. But
yeah. Also, you can listen to my other show, the Nick fucking Woo Cagecast. Nick F. and Woo Cagecast in your podcast players, and we're going to be talking about long legs.
Oh shit!
Hell of a deal.
The time has come, huh?
It's we're quickly running out of movies with no backup plan.
Well, yeah, that too, but like that's a big one for you guys to get into, man. From a horror lens, that's going to be fun.
Yep.
All right. And no one asked you to join you for that one.
I mean, maybe they did, but I didn't ask them to join us because I forgot. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like, if you ask me, you're relying on me to remember to let you know that the movie's coming up. You know, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. I can't remember. How did Greg feel about Long Legs?
I don't remember.
I feel like he would have wanted to get in on that one. I'm very surprised.
I feel like Greg did one with us.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised he didn't want to do that one too.
One it was. Amber also did an episode with us.
Yes. Yeah. Both great. Listen. All right, Canada. Where are they finding you? You can do the Instagram, Little Miss Instagram, and I don't know anything about the Instagram, so.
Well, I'm around, as Rob says, as Makeup Mistress online. But we are on Instagram now, so give us a follow at Slasher Radio Pod on Instagram.
Throw them R's on the gram.
Yep.
That's so annoying. So annoying. So
or hand raised emojis.
I'll take that too.
All right, guys. We will be back next week with the Del Toro Frankenstein. Make sure you get the watches in for that.
I already saw it.
God damn it.
God.
Good night from Slasher Radio. Do you really not remember that conversation?
You guys need to stop having meetings when I'm not there. What the fuck? I'm part of the show too.
My God.
All the best with Slasher Radio Podcast.